Okay, we got a lot on the radar right now.
Yeah, Frank, definitely track it.
That's a good way to put it, Keith. I'll tell you what, we're going to for the next few days, and especially through tomorrow until we start to sort this thing out and where we think this system's actually going to end up. We're still going to get effects from it regardless. There's our Tri-Eagle Energy camera across town. It's been a fairly pleasant day, 92, a little stickier than it has been with dew points of 70. Feels like 98, a bit of a northeast wind. So it could be worse. We're getting that northeast wind because of Marco. You can see that flow, but it's not doing anything. Whatever Marco's doing is way over here. There's in fact a tornado watch box from Florida into Georgia, so they're getting the effects of this storm that's not even in their direction. We'll see it wander through our area, but that's about it. So let's get to our watches and warnings. These are tropical storm force and hurricane wind watches right now. The green is a watch, the orange is a watch, and that's what we have from really San Luis Pass right on through Louisiana all the way to Grand Isle. So that's the whole scope of the possibility and the potential, because even regardless of landfall, as this system continues to push huge amounts of water this way, we're going to watch for the wind, but we're going to watch for the water also. So let's talk about the futurecast winds. And really, this is based on the American model, and you can see the red. That's Category 3 hurricane force winds here. The orange is Category 2, and the yellow is Cat 1. This blue, that's tropical storm force. So if this system shifts, obviously, to be closer to us, then those type of winds come with it. So that's why it's a watch right now, but certainly all of us are in the watch. They're not saying, oh, it's definitely coming here, so you're in the warning. All of those watches are in existence. So we're going to have to continue to really just be on guard for these kind of winds as they come through. And if we get to a Cat 2 storm, that can make a huge difference, because you look at a 75-mile-an-hour wind and then a 100-mile-an-hour wind, that's 10 times more destruction than a 125-mile-an-hour wind, 60 times more than a 75-mile-an-hour wind. In fact, I blog about this, what you need to know about wind at click2houston.com/weather. So check my blog out. Now, look at these watches and warnings for 4 to 6 foot above ground storm surge for us. This is possible all the way down through Brazoria County, Surfside and Freeport, right along Galveston and then Bolivar, and continues on into Louisiana. This right now is a watch. It includes inland Harris County, but when we say 4 to 6 foot storm surge possible, we're talking about from the bottom of your feet all the way up. So about as tall as I am, we're looking at a 6 foot storm surge, a possibility right along the Texas coast. It's not a warning, it's a watch. But you can see a lot of these areas, and especially the inland areas, that's whited out because the Texas City Dike will protect that area. But you look at Eagles Pass and Clear Lake, you're going to get that kind of a storm surge coming in there. When water hits those concave coasts, it has nowhere to go but up. The 4 p.m. advisories look like this for Marco as well as for Laura. Again, Marco is going to continue to just fade out. But Laura, that's the official track, pretty much through Lake Charles. But look, if you look at the 4 p.m. advisory on its own here, you can see there's the system making a Category 2 strike there. But the cone all the way into our area, and certainly very too close for comfort as far as the downtown is concerned. That low and that high are directing things. So that's really going to be the big player. I want to show you the European model on this. It's a little closer to us. There it is right into Sabine Pass between that high and that low. So if you look at the American model, and this too here, that is the hurricane forecast. But if you look at the American model in orange here, and then the Euro that I just showed you, and our RPM model, which we looked at earlier going into Chambers County, the actual forecast is a little to the east of all 3 of those. So the National Hurricane Center, looking at all of that, is saying, well, they're still wanting to go a little more off into Louisiana. So that's something to at least note as we go on into at least today and tomorrow. This is the futurecast rainfall, given that these folks here would get the brunt of that. If we get it, then we can get 8 to 10 inches of rain across the area. That light purple there is as much as 10 inches of rain. So I don't think we're going to be looking at any kind of a Harvey, but I still think we could see an easy 8 to 10 inches of rain if that system comes here. Right now, 2 to 4 and 4 to 6 foot surges are what we're expecting. Of course, the seawall would protect a lot of Galveston Island. The highest wind threat is offshore right now, but that's right now. Flooding rains are not likely, but as you know, we get a training situation, then we get into flood issues. The timing from Tuesday to Wednesday morning, that's when we would start to see tropical storm force winds, and then hurricane force winds Wednesday evening. The landfall would be Thursday morning early. That's the kind of impact, 100-mile-an-hour winds. Even a 9 to 16 foot storm surge is a possibility if this thing came straight at us, which right now it doesn't look to, but we got to really keep our guard on. Until this gets in the Gulf of Mexico, we just can't be too sure. So here's a look at the forecast with that in mind. You can see 30, 60, 70% chances of rain as we head into the weekend. Things obviously begin to quiet down.